Welcome to the Unreliable Show. I'm Tyler, this is Dean. We just got back from seeing The Amazing Spider-Man. That's French.
That's what that was.
I should have done it in English. However, they do it in London. Too. Okay. I was looking forward to Spider-Man for about a year. And I saw the first trailer and I freaked out and I'm like, yes, this is going to be a great movie. And then I saw all the other trailers and I was like, alright, I'm probably not going to like the movie because everything you see in the trailers is pretty much everything that happens in the movie. And then I went to the movie and I saw it. And oh my god, it was good! It was a real good movie!
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, that was an astounding movie. That was better than pretty much all the other superhero movies I've seen in a while.
Captain America was alright. Spider-Man 2, way better.
Yeah, no, this is significantly better than Captain America. This was better than the Avengers. This is probably the best superhero movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah, the storyline...
Until they make the Deadpool movie, and then to hell with Spider-Man.
Until they make another Signs.
Fuck Signs. Still the worst movie.
Okay, so the storyline is really simple. It's nothing overly complicated.
No.
It's basically a love story thrown with some action in between. I'd say the love story was pretty predominant.
Yeah. But even with the abundance of like the love story and the story in general, it really draws you into the story. Like you get very involved.
It's a personal story. You really feel
you sympathize with all the characters.
Every single one, the good, the bad, the large and the small. You know, even Aunt May. You know, for as small of a role as she had, you really sympathize with her. Felicia, the secretary.
Yeah.
When I've been a secretary before, and when she had that, when Harry said, all right, Felicia works for me, so now everybody in this room works for Felicia. I was like, hell yes.
And that's as spoilery as we're going to get for now.
But yeah, it was a fantastic movie. The action was great. It was a beautiful looking movie, shot very well. Yeah. There was the first scene with Peter's parents in the airplane. Peter's parents in the plane. That could be a tongue twister.
Don't say anything else about that, though.
But
don't say too much.
No, it was a very shaky cam kind of moment. I didn't appreciate it.
See, I don't know.
There was some other action. There was some other action.
It worked.
All right, once, without spoiler, but once the plane kind of, I guess that's a spoiler in itself. When a plane planes don't do this.
He doesn't know how to do the no spoiler thing. Sorry, guys.
All right, but there's a bit when the plane was going for what reason we won't say. But the plane, you know how it's depressurized. We'll say that the plane somehow got depressurized. At that point, once that happened, yes, then there should have been a shaky cam. But when the plane was flying steady and then
and the thing
they
was
were
going
just
on.
doing the initial bit,
no, I get it.
It was some pretty shaky cam. I didn't appreciate that. And then there were some other action bits kind of later on that were kind of shaky. Nothing with Electro. Nothing with Electro. It was with the Green Goblin in the very end. I'm not a fan of shaky cam at all.
Yeah.
Not anymore. It's been overdone, and I don't think there's a good way to do it anymore. Maybe subtly shaky, like you said, when the plane was going down, that was fine because that makes you feel like you're there. But when it's just a fight scene, I love the long shots where you're just viewing a fight scene. You know, sure, get close up, but you don't have to shake it to make it look more violent than it actually is. That was a complaint. Another complaint I had was the Green Goblin was actually a freaking goblin.
Yeah, they did kind of overdo that a little.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just way too weird. At least he wasn't, like, really freaking green.
So we're going to do another version of this where we filter out some of these spoilers, though, so you just hear funny music at this point. But, no...
Like the Itsy Bitsy Spider, which was a great moment in the movie.
Okay, now hold on. If we're going to talk about this, no, I want to jump in here for the music. The music in this whole thing was amazing, I think.
Yes.
The best parts, I think, whenever Electro was on screen, there was this really, like... electronic house dubstep kind of sound that would play in the background, like his personal villain music.
Yeah.
Astounding. But at one point they did, with giant Tesla coils, basically, he's jumping around doing an electronic thing, playing Itsy Bitsy Spider to taunt Spider-Man. Fucking astounding. Probably my favorite bit of the movie.
Right on.
I mean, it was a great movie anyway, but no, that was amazing. That bit right there, I will find a video of that and loop it several thousand times on YouTube.
Yep. It's a very American movie, for even though...
Even though all the lead actors are not American?
Yeah. Alright, well it's weird because it's a very international movie. I mean, it opened up internationally before it opened up in America.
Yeah.
But like Spider-Man's theme, like whenever he was doing his action bits, it was all Hans Zimmer did a great American theme score to it, and But there was also parts. Hey, you want to eat some dim sum? You coming for dim sum later in Chinatown, and then, you know, they had a lot of international. You know, going to London was a big. You know, moving to England was a big part of the movie, and so it was a very international movie. At the same time, they tried to be very American in it.
I have to say, you mentioned the Spider-Man theme. They do a bit of fan service and throw back his old theme as the ringtone on his phone that they managed to play a couple times. And it's just a funny little thing they do for the fans, but it's just one extra thing that makes you appreciate the movie a little more.
Alright, so just like Spider-Man 3, there were 3 villains in that movie. There are 3 villains in this movie. Do you think it was overkill?
No. This movie actually did perfectly what Spider-Man 3 failed miserably at. I think the spacing with the different villains was perfect. There was one predominant one. Well, this will be the spoiler version. So Electro was predominant most of the story. Green Goblin was kind of there, but it was building, but not like overtly so. It wasn't taking away from the story to jump back and forth. It was mostly focused on Electro. Green Goblin kind of built in the process. And then at one point it transferred over, and then Green Goblin was the main focus. And then Rhino is the other one. They showed heavily in the trailer, and I thought, oh, well, a third one, that's way too much. But you only see him briefly in the beginning and then again at the end of the film. So he doesn't take away from the main story, the main action. It's spaced out well. It's done incredibly, actually.
Yes, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It really was it was an almost perfect superhero movie.
Yeah. It's sad they couldn't do that with Spider-Man 3, because I would love to see them do Venom properly.
I've seen a lot of negative reviews on YouTube and elsewhere that, you know, the story was terrible and there was too many villains and it was just a rehash of the old Spider-Man. It was...
Are you sure there's more reviews for Spider-Man 3?
Yeah, no.
Because I had none of those issues.
I think people are just... It's a summer movie. It's great on action. It's great on the character development and the personalization of every character they have and your feelings toward each of them. And I don't think you need to go any further than that.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be some super deep, emotional, really fleshed out, fantastic story. It's not a drama, so it doesn't really need a crazy story. It's not a complete romance, so it doesn't need too much of that lovey-dovey stuff.
It still has a story. Like, don't...
It does, but it's not like people, the reviews that I'm watching from other channels, people were really expecting something more deep than it should have been. I don't think it needed to be. It was perfect.
Yeah.
It sets up the coming movies perfectly. It threw back to the first Amazing Spider-Man really well with some great scenes and tied it all together. And it was its own film that was entertaining. It was fun to watch. Yeah. It was a great time, and I can't wait to own it on Blu-ray and see some more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. One of, like I said, probably the best superhero movie I've seen in quite a while. Definitely the best one I've seen in the last year or so.
Yeah.
Also, I'd say stay past the end credits, because in a surprise to me, we were actually on our way out and all of a sudden an extra scene starts that was a trailer for another upcoming Marvel movie that's owned by Sony. And
X-Men. Days of Future Past.
Again, we'll bleep it for the spoiler. But yeah, I was actually surprised that was there. We had decided there's nothing going to be here that's not a Marvel movie, and we were leaving. And as we're walking down the last stairs, it comes on. So
well, I had heard, I read one of the guy's reviews online, and he said there's literally nothing in the end credits.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, there's nothing that we need to stay for. And as we're leaving, walking down the stairs, boom, it shows up. You know, the big X-Men symbol, and
yeah. So yeah, amazing movie.
Yeah, it was a long movie. It was almost, what, 3 hours, was it?
2.5, something like that.
2.5. It was a long movie, but it really didn't feel like it because it was so well paced.
Yeah, usually you get those long-ass movies. Like when I saw The Hobbit, I don't know, I think maybe it was like...
That was a good movie.
57 hours.
It was a very long movie.
That
felt like a long movie. I just watched The Wolf of Wall Street the other day, and it was a good movie, but it felt like a very long movie.
Well, see, Hobbit was a bad movie that felt like a long movie. But
to each their own.
To disagree.
To each their own. But this movie, it was good, and it was up there in time, but it felt perfect. Yeah, I could have gone on. I wanted to see Electro.
Yeah, I want to see more.
In a few more scenes. I
want to see it again too.
I think the Green Goblin and what they did with Rhino were perfect. They didn't need to be in there anymore. Electro, I think Jamie Foxx was amazing.
Yeah,
he was really what sold me to see the movie.
I didn't actually see who was going to play him, so that was a surprise when I saw it was him. But yeah, he did that perfectly. That was great.
Yeah, but there's lots of fun little things to find in there. Little tidbits here and there.
I like Stanley. Hey, I know him.
Stanley, that was a good one. You know, you're always looking for Stanley in a Marvel movie.
Which, by the way, is not in the Punisher movies. What the hell?
What's going to happen when he dies?
I was thinking about that. That's going to be disappointing.
Yeah.
I will cry that day.
Well, he needs to take acting lessons anyways. It wouldn't bug me if he's gone. Don't hate, fanboys. Don't hate.
Hate him all you want.
But yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Go see it. Check it out in theaters. We didn't see it in... it was digital, but we didn't see it in 3D. We're not fans of 3D.
No.
Nope. So we
if you like 3D, it might be better for you. If you don't, the regular one's amazing anyway. So
yep.
Just give it a watch.
Yeah. Next up, Godzilla. 2 more.
Possibly a movie or 2 before that.
Oh my goodness, Godzilla! Godzilla! Oh, soy sauce.
Okay, we're gonna stop now.
Go check out Amazing Spider-Man 2. Thanks for watching the Unreliable Show. If you like, subscribe, and if you subscribe, like it.
What he said. Also leave a comment.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.